the book of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham was the father of Isaac, and Isaac the father of Jacob, and Jacob the father of Judah and his brothers, and Judah the father of Perez and Zerah by Tamar, and Perez the father of Hezron, and Hezron the father of Ram, and Ram the father of Amminadab, and Amminadab the father of Nahshon, and Nahshon the father of Salmon, and Salmon the father of Boaz by Rahab, and Boaz the father of Obed by Ruth, and Obed the father of Jesse, and Jesse the father of David the king. And David was the father of Solomon by the wife of Uriah, and Solomon the father of Rehoboam, and Rehoboam the father of Abijah, and Abijah the father of Asaph, and Asaph the father of Jehoshaphat, and Jehoshaphat the father of Joram, and Joram the father of Uzziah, and Uzziah the father of Jotham, and Jotham the father of Ahaz, and Ahaz the father of Hezekiah, and Hezekiah the father of Manasseh, and Manasseh the father of Amos, and Amos the father of Josiah, and Josiah the father of Jeconiah and his brothers at the time of the deportation to Babylon. And after the deportation to Babylon, Jeconiah was the father of Shealtiel, and Shealtiel the father of Zerubbabel, and Zerubbabel the father of Abiud, and Abiud the father of Eliakim, and Eliakim the father of Azor, and Azor the father of Zadok, and Zadok the father of Achim, and Achim the father of Eliud, and Eliud the father of Eleazar, and Eleazar the father of Mathan, and Mathan the father of Jacob, and Jacob the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom Jesus was born, who is called Christ. So all the generations from Abraham to David were 14 generations, and from David to the deportation to Babylon 14 generations, and from the deportation to Babylon to the Christ 14 generations. This passage from the opening of the Gospel of Matthew is a genealogical account tracing the lineage of Jesus Christ, establishing his roots within Jewish history and fulfilling Old Testament prophecies. Matthew starts by connecting Jesus to two pivotal figures in Jewish history, David and Abraham, indicating his royal lineage and covenantal significance. By listing Abraham first, Matthew highlights the fulfillment of God's promise to Abraham to make him a great nation. The genealogy then traces the line through Isaac, Jacob, and Judah, emphasizing the patriarchal blessing and the line of the tribe of Judah from which the Messiah was prophesied to come. Including Perez and Zerah, sons of Judah and Tamar, is notable. Tamar's story is one of deception and scandal, yet it serves as an early indication that God's plan of salvation includes the unexpected and the imperfect. Similarly, the mention of Rahab and Ruth, both non-Israelites, underscores the inclusive nature of God's grace and the universality of Jesus' mission. The genealogy proceeds through the line of the kings of Judah, starting with David. This is a crucial connection, as the Messiah was prophesied to be a descendant of David. However, the genealogy does not shy away from the complexities and failures of Israel's kings, as seen in the inclusion of Solomon, born to the wife of Uriah, a reference to Bathsheba, with whom David committed adultery. The list continues through the kings, concluding with Jeconiah and his brothers at the time of the deportation to Babylon. This event was a significant turning point in Jewish history, resulting in exile and loss. But it also sets the stage for the next section of the genealogy. Post-exile, the genealogy lists less well-known names, reflecting the restoration and rebuilding that followed the Babylonian captivity. The lineage leads us to Joseph, described as the husband of Mary, and culminates with the birth of Jesus, who is called Christ. In summarizing the genealogy, Matthew divides it into three sets of 14 generations, though the number of ages listed does not strictly adhere to this pattern. This division structures the genealogy and highlights its theological significance, emphasizing God's providential work across different epochs of salvation history. By presenting this genealogy, Matthew is not just providing historical data. He is making a profound theological statement. Jesus is the long-awaited Messiah, rooted in Jewish history, descended from kings, and fulfilling God's covenantal promises. This lineage serves as an invitation to see Jesus in the light of the entire biblical narrative, understanding him as the climax of a long story of promise, faith, failure, and God's enduring faithfulness.